Investors are looking towards 2025 as a good year for dividends. I think the reality is, and this sounds silly, but I think every year is a good year for dividends.
Think about the last time you spent $20 without even blinking. Maybe it was on takeout lunch, a fancy coffee and pastry, or just some random thing you saw while scrolling online. Now ask yourself, did that $20 purchase actually matter in your life? Probably not. But what if I told you that same $20 invested weekly could eventually generate over $6,000 in monthly passive income? I know it sounds too good to be true, but stick with me. I'm about to show you exactly how it works. The power of dividend investing. Let me start by explaining what dividends actually are, because this is the foundation of our entire strategy. Dividends are basically your slice of a company's profits. When a business is doing well and making money, they often share some of those profits with their shareholders. Think of it like this: when you own shares in a company, you're a partial owner. And as an owner, you deserve a portion of the profits, right? Most dividend-paying companies distribute these payments quarterly. That's 4 times a year. The amazing thing about dividends is that you get this money without having to sell your shares. It's truly passive income just for holding on to your investment. Let's make this super clear with a simple example. Say you invest $1,000 in a company with a 5% dividend yield. Over the course of a year, you'll receive $50 in dividend payments. That's $50 you didn't have to work for. The money simply appeared in your account because you owned those shares. But here's where it gets really interesting. Over time, many companies actually increase their dividend payments. Imagine getting a raise year after year without doing any extra work. This is why dividend investing is such a powerful strategy for building wealth and passive income. The two main dividend strategies, DRIP versus non-DRIP. Now that you understand what dividends are, let's talk about the two main ways you can handle them. I promise this will make more sense as we go, and it's crucial for understanding how we'll eventually reach that $6,000 monthly income. First, there's the non-DRIP approach. With this strategy, when you receive dividend payments, they go straight into your account as cash. You're free to spend that money however you want, perhaps on bills, a nice dinner, or whatever else you need. Here's a quick example. You invest $1,000 in a stock with a 5% dividend yield. At the end of the year, you receive $50 in cash dividends. The next year, you get another $50, and so on. Your original $1,000 investment stays the same, and you keep collecting that $50 each year. But there's a more powerful approach, the DRIP strategy, which stands for Dividend Reinvestment Plan. And trust me, this is where the magic happens. With DRIP, instead of taking your dividends as cash, you automatically use that money to buy more shares of the same stock. Let's look at how this works with the same $1,000 investment. Year 1, your $1,000 investment, let's say 10 shares at $100 each, earns $50 in dividends, 5%. Instead of taking that cash, you use it to buy 0.5 more shares. Now you own 10.5 shares. Year 2, your 10.5 shares now earn $52.50 in dividends, 5% of $1,050. That buys you another 0.525 shares, bringing your total to 11.025 shares. Year 3, your 11.025 shares earn $55.13 in dividends, which buys you more shares, and on it goes. The difference might seem small at first, but this is the power of compounding, and it's absolutely crucial to our $6,000 per month strategy. With DRIP, your investment naturally grows over time, creating a snowball effect that accelerates as the years pass. How to pick the right dividend stocks. Now that you understand how dividend investing works, let's talk about how to pick the right stocks. Because let's be honest, not all dividend-paying companies are created equal. When building a dividend portfolio that will eventually generate serious passive income, you need to look at several key factors. First, dividend yield. This tells you how much income a stock generates relative to its price. A higher yield means more immediate income, but be careful. Sometimes an unusually high yield can be a red flag that something's wrong with the company. Second, stability. You want companies with a solid history of not just paying dividends, but growing them over time. Companies that have increased their dividends consistently for years or even decades are often referred to as dividend aristocrats, and they're golden for a portfolio like this. Third, you need diversification. This is just a fancy way of saying don't put all your eggs in one basket. Spreading your investments across different industries protects you if one sector struggles. And finally, growth potential. While dividends provide immediate income, you also want companies that are likely to increase in value over time. This gives you the best of both worlds, income now and growth for the future. The winning 5-stock portfolio. Based on these criteria, I've selected 5 standout stocks that together create the perfect dividend portfolio for our $20 per week strategy. I'm going to walk you through each one. And remember, the magic happens when we combine these specific stocks in the right way. Stock number 1, CubeSmart CUBE. CubeSmart is a real estate investment trust, a REIT specializing in self-storage facilities. Now, I know what you're thinking. Storage units aren't exactly exciting, but hear me out on why this is such a smart pick. Self-storage is incredibly resilient. Think about it. Stock number 2, Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF SCHD. The second component of our portfolio is actually an ETF, which is basically a collection of stocks bundled together. The Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF focuses specifically on high-quality, dividend-paying U.S. companies. The beauty of including SCHD in our strategy is instant diversification. Instead of picking individual stocks in sectors like consumer goods, healthcare, and energy, this single investment gives you exposure to all of them. SCHD currently offers a dividend yield of 3.53%, with an impressive dividend growth rate of 11.04% over the last 10 years. The share price has also appreciated by 6.23% annually, adding even more value. Stock number 3, Kroger KR. Our third pick is Kroger, one of the largest grocery retailers in America. You probably recognize brands like Ralph's, Fred Meyer, or Harris Teeter. These are all part of the Kroger family. Here's why Kroger is perfect for our portfolio. Stock number 4, Lowe's LOW. Fourth on our list is Lowe's, the home improvement giant. If you've ever done any DIY projects around the house, you're probably familiar with Lowe's. The home improvement sector has shown remarkable resilience and growth, particularly as more people invest in their existing homes rather than moving. Whether the housing market is hot or cool, people still need to fix leaky faucets and replace broken appliances. Lowe's dividend yield sits at 1.87%, which is the lowest in our portfolio. Stock number 5, NetEase, NTES. Our final pick brings some tech exposure and international diversification to the portfolio. NetEase is a leading Chinese technology company specializing in online gaming, e-commerce, and advertising. The global gaming industry continues to expand rapidly, and NetEase is positioned as a key player in this growth market. By including NetEase in our portfolio, we're tapping into both the tech sector and the expanding Asian markets. The magic of compounding, $20 per week to $6,000 per month. Now, here's where everything comes together. Start today, stay consistent, and trust the process. Your future self will thank you when those $6,000 monthly dividend checks start rolling in. Comment, like, and subscribe for more financial education.